Here we are in Sweden, near Stockholm, where the Swedish films started in the beginning of the century. This is the place where well-known artists contribute to the development of the movie industry.
This is the Gamla Filmstaden here in Solna. 1919 it was built. Designed by a great architect, Ebbe Krone, in Sweden. He was going around in Europe, mostly to Berlin, to watch the film studios there, to see how to make a good film studio. So he designed this place, and here it has been developed 400 Swedish films. And this has the doorman set. He was guarding the area with dogs. He could open the door from a little button in here and take the cars inside. He didn't even have to go out. All the people who wanted to come in this place had to sign up with him first. Yeah, this is where you had to get through to get into Gamla Filmstaden. Today this house works as the reception for Gamla Filmstaden. Before it was the administration house, and this was the place where they paid salaries for all the persons who were working here. It was 250 persons full-time, but with actors and the other persons who came in for the productions, it was 450 persons at the same time. This is the first built studio here in Filmstaden. It was built from the beginning 1919, and this is where Greta Garbo 1924 made her one and only Swedish main character. In the house behind me, the actors had their lounge rooms, dress rooms, makeup, and small offices for the directors.
In this area, there is a garden and a restaurant. It is a charming place and a general meeting point.
The restaurant here in Gamla Filmstaden was built to be scenography, but it never happened, so they built it to a real house, and now it's a restaurant. And it's been the restaurant for all the actors or the workers here in Gamla Filmstaden during the years. So people from 400 films has been eating here. Today it's the great cook Rune Carl-Hansen and his wife Karina who's having this restaurant. And it's a wonderful place with culture, good food, and a wonderful environment in there. This is the White House, where they used to make all the scenography on the area. But today they are working with the scenography in the big studios. now we're sitting in the studio where Greta Garbo made her one and only Swedish main part. At the time, the roof was with glass, just because the Germans had all the technique. So we had to work after the sunlight. But this studio we didn't work with too long because the cars came outside and we had to get more sound protected studios. So we built new studios.
In the center of Stockholm, in August, you have the Water Festival, where a lot of nice and friendly shows happen. We are in the ancient buildings where they used to develop and dry the films. At this time, they used films which were very dangerous. A little spark can put the fire in few seconds. So each films were stuck in different compartments to keep them safe. These buildings were for the directors, dressing rooms, makeup, and nowadays occupied by different artists. But the main studios are still working for TV and commercials. Inside the studios, a lot of carpenters, sculptors and painters are working for new productions.
Gips och träning så blir det hårt, så att det här kommer bara synas från ett håll.
Vi håller på att bygga en dekor då för en reklamfilm som är för...
Today they build a wooden house for a commercial bank in Sweden.
Ja, man bygger upp då typ en miljö här då och fuskar så mycket det bara går att göra. Det ska vara snabbt att bygga upp och enkelt bara.
Varför är det så högt upp här?
Ja, det är meningen då att det är ett fönsterparti här borta.
They just build it up like this because someone is going to jump from a window.
Så att, det är tanken då så att han inte syns. Han har ramlat ut.
Okej, tack så mycket.
I'm partly running the studio, which is a separate company, and I'm also a partner with another production company called Movie Maker Sweden, where we produce feature film and for television. We started up this 3 years ago, and the whole area was just lying here. It was closed for about 6 or 7 years, and it was completely empty. And when we saw the possibilities of establishing the studio again, because this is more than 375 Swedish films has been made here since the 20s, and I mean it's a place with enormous potential. And so we it hasn't been easy, but it has been better and better, actually. It was SF, Swedish film industry, who started, and they built the area, and it was completed, I think, around 1920. And so I mean, since between 1920 and 1968, I think around 50% of all Swedish films, okay, all of them were not made here, but they were produced by SF and Sandres, who was the two major companies, and still are, although they are now most major as holders of theaters, and not so much in production. But it's but they were the SF was the owner of the area. It was built for them from the beginning.
Well, as soon as I got hold of some color and a paper and a pen, I started to paint. Because it always makes me feel good, and I always feel like I have a lot to give with it. But I make these portrait chairs, that I got the idea from somebody invited me once to a party. It was supposed to be even pairs, and I thought it was so stupid, so I felt like, why not send them a woman chair? And one of these I have as an order now. So I'm sitting there, working with that to make somebody pleased or horrified, I don't know. And then I want to make more paintings. It costs what it tastes, and it tastes delicious. And then I always have like thoughts. That's my usual days are like filled with thoughts about life, races, everything. And I feel very much ashamed to be a human being sometimes. I could make like a drawing of a monkey that looks at us human being. I don't know if you've seen it, but that monkey says to us, if it's true that you got bigger brains than us, why don't you use them?
I just started to paint in this way. Before it was just on my free time. But I sell, so I don't I don't have the time to get enough paintings. But I think this year I paint and I build models for architects and commercial. I've done when I have a firm in Stockholm, when we have a larger place. So now I just do smaller things. Because I have built models for a long time, and I'm a little bit tired of it. So I think it's funnier to paint, but it's difficult to earn that money that you do to build the models.
1, 2, 3.
I hope that it could be like this, almost, and then they can do, so all the people who is here now can stay, and there is a lot of creators who can do all this stuff they do, and they don't build that many apartments that they want to. So that's the hope of the whole place.
Yeah, the ideal combination is if we could get the National Film Museum to be established here in some part of the houses, and then we are also planning to build a new house for a kind of media education, and also we have a couple of big productions companies who might be interested to move their location over here. So so the possibilities is a combination of different solutions. The future is depending on, because I mean this is a very big area, and since the lab next door closed this year, There is no discussions between the owners of the ground and the local community here to build apartments on a certain part of the area. So and discussions are going on, and what we actually hope is that 50% the other side will be actually they will build new apartments there, and on this half of the area we are trying to arrange a deal with the local community and different kinds of, I mean, education, maybe a film museum and so on, and try to get all the old houses in shape again, because right now everything is quite run down, but as long as we don't know exact what the future is, we can't put in a lot of money in freshening up the houses and everything. So it's right now the question is open, but there's going on discussion. So if you come back to us within 2 years, I think we know the answer, but not yet.